These are my note cards. I have 7 note cards. According to the article Benefits of Latin, 2/3 of English vocabulary is derived from Latin-based words. Latin never came to a screeching stop, it simply evolved into other languages. I personally have taken Latin for about 5 years now, and some of the uses that I'll talk about today I have experienced in my everyday life. I will hopefully persuade some of you guys to consider studying Latin or start taking Latin. Many people believe that Latin is dead and not used in today's society, which is so not true. Latin is, in fact, alive today in modern language, culture, and everyday life. First, let's talk about how Latin has influenced modern language. According to the website, the David Institute, updated in 2019, roughly 40% of the English words we use today are derived from Latin. 2 examples for you. The word villa in Latin means house. Today we use the word villa to describe a house or a cottage. For another example is the word longa in Latin. Longa in Latin means long, just like in today's society we use longevity to talk about someone that have a long longevity of a life. Using derivatives from Latin and looking into English words has helped me find the definition of a word that I don't know the definition to. I look for a Latin derivative that I can find in the word, and it helps me better understand that word further. Latin is also the mother language of many other languages, including English, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian. Latin is also used a lot in the churches. The Pope sometimes quotes in Latin and he writes in Latin sometimes. Some Bible verses are in Latin, little pieces and parts of the Bible written in Latin. A lot of churches have Latin scriptures on them in Rome and other churches in Italy. Next, let's talk about how Latin has influenced our culture today. According to the book Avedon Cosmetics, written by Margaret Johnson in 1965, Roman women were expected to wear makeup for their future husbands or their husbands, and they were expected to do their hair and look nice. Just like in today's society, women are expected to wear makeup if they're going out on a date or do their hair or look presentable. We still use that standard today. According to Daylight Savings in Ancient Rome, written in 1918, the Romans had 12 periods of equally length called hours that we use today, but today now we know there's 24 hours in a day, not 12. They also used daylight savings. The way they did theirs was, and not in the same length we do ours, and it was a lot more complicated. According to the journal A New Date for Concrete in Rome, written in 2015, concrete was considered to be a staple for Rome. It was a huge achievement for them. They didn't use it as much as we do today, but we use concrete today for the foundation of buildings, for columns, for the street and everything. We use it a lot in today's society. Latin is still used a lot in today's medical field. A lot of prescriptions are in Latin. A lot of diagnoses are in Latin. A lot of your bones and your name for things are still in Latin. It's also used still to describe the scientific names of plants, animals, organisms. Everything has a scientific name, and a lot of the words that are used for this are in Latin. Finally, let's talk about how it's influenced our social lives, or how it can influence our social lives. The NJCL, the National Junior Classical League, is something that was created for junior high and high school students to have the opportunity to come together and connect and to meet new friends and have fun and compete. According to the newsletter written by Isaac Granges, provides a way for students to connect with the ancient culture and the culture of today's society. The NJCL puts on a lot of events throughout the year for students to come out, have fun, compete, and just meet new people. Some of these events include national and state conventions, Fall Latin Day, and Kotaman. I personally have attended state and national convention, and I've participated in Kotaman. State convention is always held at IU for Indiana. Every state has their own, and they do it within their state. State convention is more so a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. They provide academic tests you have to take. You can be doing artwork. You bring your own artwork and it's judged. There's also a section where you write speeches and you give speeches in front of your judges, and you win points for your school. There's also an option where they give you a Latin passage. You then have to memorize it and then act it out. And the whole point of all the points is to see which high school not really is the best, but has been keeping up with the Latin pretty well. National convention is the same as state convention. It's just on a bigger scale. It's where all the states get together, and it's at a different state every year. It changes. Also, the only other difference is that national convention offers sporting events where you can compete in. Now, state convention does not offer that. Finally, to wrap things up, studying Latin has allowed me to meet some great new friends that I will have for the rest of my life. It has allowed me to travel to Rome, Italy. It has helped me be stronger in English and to write more papers and to understand words a lot better. But I hope later in the future that you guys are able to inform people that Latin in fact is not dead. We still use it today a lot. No one may speak it as a language, but the words are still being used in today's society. I encourage everyone to learn a little Latin in their lives. You don't have to go all out and study it for years. Just maybe take some time to learn a little about it. Anyone can do it. It's fairly easy. Thank you.